Today's video is brought to you by Ladybug Paper Company. Hello friends and friends of friends. I would like to welcome you back to another video. So today we're exploring another UNESCO World Heritage Site, and this one's called Zakimi-jo. So remember a little Japanese lesson here. Jo means castle, so it's Zakimi Castle. And we're about to stop over here at the museum first, see what kind of, if we have to pay admission, and see what kind of information we can find out about the site before taking you guys through. Okay, so we're starting off the day with some good news. This UNESCO site is free. If you do want to go inside the museum, you do have to pay. I believe I saw it was 500 Japanese yen, which is about $5 Canadian. But we're going to forego that, at least at the moment, and we're going to head right to the UNESCO site. Boy, listen to these bugs. They're so loud. They're probably saying, it is freaking hot today.
Yeah.
Because it is another mid-30 day, and then we also have the humidex on top of that, so it's definitely in the 40s once again. I know, those bugs are absolutely insane.
Do you think how many bugs are here now?
I don't know, like it's
Like 100?
probably the noisiest group of bugs I've ever heard in my life. Look at the size of these leaves. They're huge. When a leaf is the size of your upper body, you ask yourself, do you think I can make a sweater out of this? Built between 1416 and 1422, Zakimi Castle is another wonderful example of the past life of Okinawa. Built by General Gosamaru, the castle was used to control the northern and central parts of the island. Although the physical castle no longer exists, a lot can be learned from the remaining walls, and they tell a story of great sophistication for the time period. You're a lot shorter than I thought. I had planned to have you walk in, but then you were like, way down here. So right now we are in the outer battery. So the castle has two sets of walls. The outer set behind me here, the inner set behind me here. And we're going to take a little stroll, and probably the one place that you don't want to be, if you were able to penetrate that first set of walls, was in this middle section, because you are at a very terrible vantage point, because there's probably a bunch of people over there, and even if they could get it, they have a bunch of people on this side. You're trapped in the middle, because even if you broke through that main gate, you're still trapped by a wall on this side if you were to be ambushed from up above. So this is a bad spot to be back in the day.
Or you can find a corner.
I don't know. Admittedly, Akane was correct. The castle and surrounding walls were indeed made of a mix of stone and coral. I would assume that they would want to use stone. I don't know how durable and hard coral is over time, whether it's good for building or not. Probably not great. So I would imagine this is maybe stone or volcanic rock of some sort, potentially. That's why maybe there's a lot of pits in it. Maybe it's volcanic.
But can you see like how perfectly
I know.
attached each other?
It's insane,
like,
isn't it?
Yeah. Do you think they crave a little bit? Crave? Because
maybe, or I don't know whether they...
Because like so perfect.
So she was just saying that this side's kind of rough, this side's kind of smooth, and I'm just wondering if maybe they did that on purpose to added to make sure that you're not able to climb this wall.
Makes sense.
Maybe that has something to do with the smoothness. Is this
How they make
just the inability to climb it? You would have to put ladders where maybe it wasn't as important in order to smooth out these walls on this side. Alright, now we take the stairs to the inner battery. Just imagine, you know, it's always neat to think who would have walked up these exact steps. In this case, like 600 years ago. And I always think it's so amazing and so cool to think that what's here now, hey, watch where you're going, is what was here. Well, I mean, obviously there's not as much now, but it's amazing that a lot of this stuff still exists, especially after World War II, when a lot of this area was bombed by the United States, so I'm glad some of this stuff still survived. The castle was not lost completely, as an outline of the castle can be clearly seen from the stonework within the inner layers of the fort. The castle has several inner courts, each with its own gates. These gates are the first known example of keystone masonry of the Ryukyu people on Okinawa Island. This site continued to be an important place for military operations even during World War II. The castle was initially controlled by the Japanese, but by the end of the war, the United States took over control and used the site as a radar station. Both US and Japanese military knocked down walls for installation of equipment, but were eventually restored when it became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in the year 2000. So there's the sign that says "Do not enter," going this way. And here's this lady, and then here's these two, having a great time where they're not supposed to be. There you go, and you're walking on a castle wall right now. That's pretty cool, isn't it? This is cool because in the last castle site we were at, I was really hoping we would have a chance to walk on the castle walls, and we never did. So this is a really neat opportunity to be able to walk on some castle walls. So here on Okinawa Island, or in Okinawa, they do speak a different form of Japanese to some respect, because remember, at one point this island didn't belong to Japan. It's only been in the last little while that Japan took it over. So there is a distinction between some of the written, some of the way things are spoken, and it's for Akane to be able to notice these differences and point them out to me. It's nice having her around, because I wouldn't necessarily know any of that, or I can't spot any differences. But it's neat to, when she says, "Oh, well, this is definitely from here and not from mainland Japan." It's really kind of cool for her to point that out to me. All right, everyone. Thank you for checking out another UNESCO World Heritage Site with us today. I hope you learned something in the video, and I hope to see you all come again. If you liked the video, just let me know. Hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new, I'd like to say welcome. I hope you subscribe. We're going to be doing some more amazing stuff here in Japan, and then always on to the next adventure. Be sure to check out our next video as we are heading to another UNESCO World Heritage Site that's associated with all the castles here in Okinawa. So be sure to check that video out in a little bit.